is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.
In 2001, director Victor Salva came here to Ocala, Florida to film his horror movie, Jeepers Creepers. And it is here, in the middle of nowhere, on this single stretch of road where he filmed the opening scenes, as well as the majority of the driving sequences, where Trish and her brother Derry were being chased by the creeper. Now I'm standing right here in the middle of the road because behind me is where the opening shot took place.
For both of us. You actually did something decent for me. That's a part of history you can't change.
That was a stop sign.
You're kidding, right?
In your car, I'd be kidding.
On this road? I haven't seen a car in 50 miles. Mr. Polly's attracting guy. Turns out you're a twin. Jesus.
Let him pass you, Derry! What the hell are you doing?
All around me!
Slow down and let him fucking pass you!
I'm trying!
As you watch the movie, pay close attention to the driving scenes. This tree that is behind me can be seen multiple times. We have parked our car right where one scene in particular happens.
Okay, name it.
What?
When we made the rule that you have to call it as soon as you see it.
Would you give it up already?
Oh, it's because the rule's always been the first person who calls it gets it.
When Derry and his sister witnessed the creeper throwing the body, wrapped in a sheet, down the old pipe next to the church, the creeper takes off after them down the same road that all the driving scenes took place on earlier in the movie. He chases them to the point where they actually crash the car through this wooden fence. The car goes through the field and ends up right about where those two trees are.
Jesus, it's a church.
What's with all the birds?
I'm just gonna look.
So the actual church that was used in the movie, the creature's pain lair, was actually not even anywhere near that road. It's about 20 minutes away in a separate part of town. But the church itself is no longer here. It's been burned down. All kinds of rumors as to why, but all that remains is a vacant lot. Really not much to see here, honestly. But it is really cool standing here knowing what took place here in cinematic history, horror cinematic history. I'm going to try to zoom in here. Reading online, there is a pipe still sticking out of the ground. Supposedly this is all that remains of the actual church, the pain layer, to this day. About 45 minutes to an hour south of where the rest of Jeepers Creepers was filmed, you will find the diner where Derry and his sister go to try to find some help. When they finally get to this part of the movie here in the diner, Derry is out of his mind, pretty much in complete shock from what he found down at the end of the pipe into the creeper's pain layer. They would have walked right through this door, straight across, in shock, and there was a group. The diner was actually filled with people. Tons of people sitting there eating, unsuspecting about what was going on. And Trisha, Derry's sister, told them to call the police, which nobody really did.
Excuse me. Excuse me, we need help. I need you to please call the police.
The police?
We need help now.
And right about over in that corner, I'm guessing, is where the payphone would have been, where we are first introduced to the crazy psychic lady who calls out of the blue and warns them about the cats.
Yeah, hello.
Have you seen the cats yet? You and your brother.
Me and my brother.
You and Derry. I saw you with lots of cats.
Who the hell is this? How do you know Derry?
Who is this?
Derry?
Huh?
You know the cats I'm talking about?
Who is this?
And in the middle of all that, one of the waitresses calls their attention and brings them outside, saying they saw a strange man going through the dirty clothes inside Trisha's car, which was parked right about there. At one point there were some gas pumps, and the back door was open and clothes were all over the parking lot.
Bunch of folks saw him from the window. The man there at your car. He was standing there at your car, sniffing that laundry, holding big handfuls of it under his nose. Looked like he was liking it too.
Toward the end of the movie, Derry and his sister find their way to a police station, which brings us to this abandoned school in Reddick, Florida. It is behind these doors where they finally meet up with the crazy psychic lady who tells them about the horrific legend, the horrific lore of what the creeper is. Every 23 years, for 23 days, the creature gets to eat. And it picks Derry.
Every 23rd spring, for 23 days, it gets to eat.
Eat.
You know what it eats, and don't you make me tell you. You think I like having this in my head? Well, I don't. I don't like knowing this and not knowing why I do.
You said it eats?
Only certain things from certain people.
Just get away from her, Derry.
It eats lungs so we can breathe. And eyes so we can see.
Even though it does look like these are the windows that the creeper took Derry out of, these are not the windows. That one more specifically looks like it, but it's not. In fact, that entire scene was built, shot, and filmed on a soundstage. But it's still cool, nonetheless. You imagine the creeper coming down, getting Derry, carrying him off, way over top of those trees to eat his eyes. The final scene of Jeepers Creepers was filmed at the meatpacking plant, which used to stand right here. That scene is this one.
Woe is me, got to put my cheaters on. Creepers, creepers, where'd you get those creepers? Oh, those weepers, how they hit the time. Knock me out. Where'd you get those eyes? Where'd you get them? Won't you put me wise? Don't you try, man. Ain't you ever tired? Tell them,